SABC News senior reporter Thando Mqoli joining us live now from 86 Republic, where fans have gathered this afternoon to watch the current encounter of Springboks as they take on Wales out in Twickenham in London. This is, of course, the Boks' very first big test since clinching the 2023 Rugby World Cup title. Thando, a very good afternoon to you. The atmosphere at 86 Republic must be electrifying. We're kind of seeing efforts there by Wales trying to put up a major fight. What's going on there?
Good afternoon, Alicia, and good afternoon to your viewers. Yes, look, the crowds are picking up. The performance has not been what we expected. Wales have really been a tough opponent, and I guess it was expected. I've got a friend of mine here, Unati. He's been watching the game with us downstairs, and it's been frustrating, Unati, watching this match because the Springboks really have not strung together enough plays to be really testing this Welsh defence.
Well, I must agree, but I think, to be honest, it has to be expected. I mean, this is the first game that the Springboks have played in a while, and Rassie is trying to sort of build towards a new core that's going to take us to the next World Cup. So I think for us I think we'll be expecting too much to expect the guys to be already at 100% at this early stage.
You know, it's actually funny you say that because there's a number of players who are not here who play the rugby in Europe. When I was looking at the bench, you saw Sia Kolisi, Diamond, Delende, Achrius Neyman. Those are players that would actually start in the Springboks. But that also talks to the depth of the Springboks because we really do have a number of players every year coming through the talent belt. And I guess Rassie's options are he needs to give everyone enough chances so that in 4 years' time everyone is experienced at this level, which is always a step up.
Absolutely. And the guys that get given a chance now, they've got to grab that chance because they know that we have a lot of depth, as you said. And there's a lot of guys that are waiting, that are knocking on the door. I think the 3-4 debutants that are on the field now that started today. I mean, the guys, they know that they have to come to work. They've got to show up, and I'm sure they will. And hopefully we don't judge them too harshly because I mean there's still a long while to go.
Talk about the guys who are knocking on the door. There's a lot of people were surprised when the URC Player of the Year, Sanele Noham, but did not make it to the squad. And Rassie had he basically stated why he did that because he felt that in the number 9 and 10 position he had those covered. But a guy like Jaden Hendrickse gets a start today, and ahead of a player like Sia Masuku, who everyone expected to be pushing for the number 10 berth. How have you made of Jaden's performances? Because we heard downstairs a lot of people crying that the consistency is not there. He's making too many mistakes.
I must agree. Look, he is making too many mistakes, but I am inclined to trust Rassie's judgment here. I think we're not in his mind, and I'm sure there's wisdom there that we're not yet aware of, and I'm sure. Again, when we lift the World Cup again on a three-peat in 4 years' time, it will all make sense.
Another player who's impressed me has been the Sharks fullback, Apalelo Fasi, who's been very good under the high ball. A lot of people said one of the reasons he wasn't in the squad initially in the last couple of years was because of his defensive work. He's been solid today. He's been good on attack, very trustworthy on defense.
Absolutely. Look, and particularly under the high ball. And I think he's somebody that has learned, someone that's learned a lot over the years, working with Lucanio at the Sharks. And I think this stands him in good stead. And I think today he's one of the players that has put up his hand in a big way. And I'm sure he will be a regular in the green and gold once more.
You know, we talk about rugby intelligence, and there are certain characteristics that make up a Springbok player. You touched on Lucanio, who's not here today, but there's a couple of players that we're building towards that. We're seeing some smart rugby players coming through the system. Again, like Sanele Nohamba, who left the Sharks, came to the Lions, and became a much more intelligent rugby player. It's actually nice to see the mindset shift. We talk about transformation all the time, based on numbers of color, but also transformation of the mind. When we see this, when we see these players transforming and becoming better rugby players as all-rounders.
Absolutely. Look. For me, I see this. Well, Rassie's way of working. I see it as a puzzle. we don't really see the full picture as yet. We see names that should be there that are not there. We see glimpses of what he's trying to do, but I think it will all come together. Maybe not now, maybe not next year, but certainly as we go closer to the World Cup. So I've got full trust in what the final picture will look like.
Evan Ross is another player. Dwayne Vermeulen has obviously retired, and there's a spot for someone that a couple of players can put up their hands and say, listen, I can be considered for this. Evan Ross has been part of the Springboks setup for the last 3 years or so. He was given some game time today. Do you think he is the future at number 8 for us?
Well, we've been blessed in that particular position. We have Visa, who's not playing today. We have Buthelezi, who can potentially also fit, because we've always played fast and loose with the loose trio here, where people can come from number 6 to number 7 to number 8. So I think we are blessed there. So to say that he's the future, yes, he is, but I think he's one of a couple of players that can fulfill that role in the long term.
Definitely, like a player like Achiva Diamani is probably sitting in Cape Town thinking, what more do I have to do?
Absolutely. Look, this is historically the loose forwards is a position that South Africa has been blessed with, and I think you can pick any number of players to fill that position, and for us to make that position his, he's got to dig deep. He's got to know how many players are behind him waiting to take that jersey from him.
As we wrap things up, there's an important game in Pretoria. The Bulls are playing the United Rugby Championship final. How do you see that happening? Because I've been surprised by how a team like Glasgow has come from nowhere and have become real contenders. Almost like how Benetton did that a couple of years ago.
Well, good luck to the Bulls, first of all. As a Stormers fan, I have to put that. I have to put sort of that supporters badge down and say shout out to the Bulls, and I hope they get through it. I'm not surprised that Glasgow is in the picture. With the South African coach and the URC, to be honest, has become a South African thing. So.
Tell you what, Alicia, we are enjoying the rugby here. Look, yes, the Springboks have not given us the performance we would have wanted, but I think the big match for me is at 6 o'clock when the Bulls have a real chance of turning around what was a disappointing season last year. This year they've got a chance to win some really, really credible silverware. So we'll see. We'll be giving you a number of crossings from different parts of this venue, and we'll be talking a lot more rugby as the night goes on.
Thank you so much to SABC News sports reporter there, Thando Mqoli, joining us all the way from 86 Republic. And of course, as you heard, that throw forward at 6 p.m, it will be the Bulls versus the Glasgow Warriors out at Loftus Versfeld.